Alright, so here's my other recording. We're going to talk about the recent election results victory in the battle of Portland between Anne-Marie Vaz, who was the husband of MP Daryl Vaz, and Damion Crawford, who was on PNP. And my thing is that the end result of the elections was surprised because I want to say it's not surprising because three guesses who won. All right, good hint it's not Damion. So basically, Emery Vaz, wife of Daryl Vaz, won the constituency. And the crushing thing for the PNP is that the Portland has been a PNP constituency for 30 years. All right, so that was just not really good news for them. And I've said this some commentary online. Like my thing is, first of all, I wasn't for either candidate. I mean, like my thing with Mrs. Vaz and whatever, that you don't know anything. My gripes that you didn't know anything about her. What did she? What was her political experience? And yeah, people say, "Oh, she did this as a business person." Okay, I don't know if those people are really have receipts for that or like they're just being just diehard political supporters who are just trying to cheer for her. All right, and so on. And like I said, like my thing is that I have no love for either parties in Jamaica, but my thing is that we didn't know anything about Mrs. Vaz, and it's just like I'm saying, okay, is she going to say what she's going to promise things that she said, or is it going to be same old, same old? So I couldn't really get in her corner. As for Damion, yeah, he's more known. He has more actual known political experience. But my gripe is what they did is that they put Damien's constituency is St. Andrew. This is where the PNP messed up badly, is that they took a guy in a constituency he's not a part of. Now, instead of having some NPs in Portland that could run against Mrs. Vaz, they choose a guy from another constituency. And then there's also a thing where Damon Crawford said ran up in the mouth and said some things that just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And Damon Crawford has a known reputation for being arrogant and having put his foot in his mouth. So his comments did not help him whatsoever. All right, that was the thing with the PNP. Now, as again, I'm not really surprised at the end result because, as I said, they based the PNP, and I'm getting on them more harder than the GLP, all right, because you gave the seat to them. Like you basically made a very stupid strategic error, and this is the end result to me. Like as a GLP had more seats, and again, I know people are going to say, "Oh, he was the best guy." That's not also a good thing too, because they should have had some MPs in Portland who continued after Dr. Bloomfield. The former MP who got killed, and yeah, I did a record about him earlier this year. But this was basically a very bad strategy. And the thing is that this is not a good look for Peter Phillips, who most people are kind of looking at him sideways as a current leader of the PNP, because there's always been some rumblings or some people wanted him didn't mind him leading the party, and some people just did not want him to to be the head of the party. And so unfortunately, this loss is basically going to give the people who want to get him out more ammunition. And I've said that this is most likely going to end with him being forced out of so on. But the problem is, if he gets forced out, who's the better option? That's the question, because you don't have anybody in the PNP who is appealing. And people who could have some appeal are shot down and fought down by some of the other people. And I said this online too, the biggest problem of the PNP is that they need to take the seniority out of their party politics, because I'm not saying all, but a lot of the older heads in the PNP, what they've done is that they just, instead of like training and grooming the younger ones to take over, they have them as their servants, their mouthpieces, And when some of the younger ones try to step up and step up and try to go for move up in the ranks, a lot of the older ones just fight them down. All right, so it's basically like a lot of them are saying that we'd rather kill off our own party rather than just stepping aside and letting some of the young ones come up. And to be fair, they've driven out a lot of the younger voters. Yeah, still have some left, but a lot of them got driven out and turned off by suppose. And yeah, the JLP are the same. They have a lot of dinosaurs in their party, but they gave the illusion by having the current Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who's much younger than a lot of them. They gave that illusion, okay, at least we're trying something new, all right? But the problem with the PNP, I have to say this, is that you basically gave the seat to the GLP, and problem is that even if they get rid of Phillips, like who's going to be left? Who's going to be the one that really, who can really step? Who's going to carry party? Because a lot of the people, a lot of people they could have used, they've either beaten down, or they've driven out. And the worst part is, I'm not even sure if the PNP will even learn from this, that they'll probably, if they get rid of Phillips, they'll replace him with another dinosaur, and it'll just be the same old. Or so, not looking good for the PNP. And yeah, people say this is pro-JLP. It's not. I have no love for either party, but they could have beaten the JLP if they had used a much smarter strategy. And one smart strategy overall is that get more younger people. Put the younger ones at the forefront. If you want to beat Holness and JLP coming up, put some of the you should have groomed some of the younger ones to try and take his place. Cause, all right, and yeah, and even though most people have a love-hate relationship with Crawford, all right, at least you need more younger ones, all right, and provide some of them don't have Crawford's character flaws. You need more younger MPs down to give about the possibility of change. That's basically what I have to say. All right, because like I said, there's no real way that Mrs. Vaz should have won that. The PNP had a much better strategy, because basically the only thing she had going for her is who her husband is, all right, and who her husband's well known, all right, and the fact that. Yeah, she's just also running. One thing is going for is her physical appearance. Yeah, she's a very attractive woman, older woman, who's also happens to be very light-skinned, brown, and so on. And yeah, people can mismute that bullshit. That's not one of the reasons why she's so appealing, because Jamaica still has that colorism thing going on. All right, whether or not we like to admit it, but there's no way she should have won. All right, but what I like to say is that with the PNP, you deserve to lose. I mean, like if you had taken the seniority of your party, put so much younger ones in the forefront, provided they're not as bad as some of the older ones, you would have stood a much better chance. All right, there's no way the JLP would still be in power. All right, but all I can say is we'll see what happens. But I do expect that Peter Phillips most likely will be pressured to step down, but I don't expect that they're going to put anyone better in his place, and so on. So that's pretty much my rant about this on the election results for Portland War. And I put this in State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. So also go on my other and subscribe to my YouTube pages, Miles Goose and Farron, and Miles Productions. All right.